But I tell you what, I'll give him the finger guns and say we'll come back for you.
Wow.
Gave him
Edmont
the treble,
and...
the treble TN finger guns.
Well, so let's resolve this first. You guys just walking past the bodies?
Ekon's flying 15 feet in the air.
Okay.
I guess I could try climbing across the wall.
You could do that slowly. Give me...
It would be slow.
if you end your turn on a wall, so like you can only climb, what, 30 feet if you dash?
Yeah, I could 45 if I use all three of my actions.
I guess this is so are there any spaces that is not taken up by the people pits?
Not in this little narrow channel here, no, because every space that they can reach from the people pit. So in order to, you have to be above them or up on the wall or like walking the edge of the lip next to the acid. But yeah, through this doorway and through this one here, you're going to have to contend with them.
But like this big open room, there's like an outer lip up to the people pit.
The room behind you mean?
Yeah, this one.
Yes, and I think that's true of the other two rooms as well.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to be clear on that for Orson's sake.
Okay.
If you want, I could get you across.
Any of the vortex warp?
Yeah.
That's probably the best choice for me because my strength is not good.
So Genie's going to fly across to where the people pit stops, which is what, right about right here? Or here?
That's fine. Yeah. Either one of those is okay.
Okay. And then she is going to use a charge of her spell storing item, and then Evie is going to appear in this square.
Okay.
And then Orson, I guess, is going to opt to climb.
All right. So he can climb up to his speed, so 30 feet because he can dash. And then he's going to have to pass a strength athletics check or fall off the wall.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, I probably could have actually made it across there.
Orson's athletics is... I thought I had this tab open. There it is. Orson's athletics is...
Should be like 9.
Plus 4, 8. It is plus 8.
It's pretty good.
So that is a 14.
Okay.
And then if he doesn't fall, then he climbs over.
Okay. Victor and Edmont. There's a fourth cage hanging from the surface of the room. And the room in front of you is this large cavern.
With crystal-y things.
And in the center of the cavern...
Skull!
Nope!
Skull Man!
Evie and Orson.
Yes.
As the two of you enter the room, all four of these cages are swaying and rattling from the motion within. But from this one, you hear a frightened voice calling down, first in a language you don't understand. Actually, does anybody understand Barovian?
I do.
Then, Evie, you would recognize the man calling down in Barovian. Who goes there? Who is it?
I'll answer in Barovian. Who are you?
Please, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I can reward you.
Who are you?
I'm Strahd's I work for the Count. He will reward you greatly.
I'm doubtful of that, but how can you help us if I let you out?
Please, you must help me. There's dead things in here with me.
Evie, what is he saying?
He said he's Barovian. He says he works for Strahd, and I can believe that this is what that Aslan would do to people who work for Strahd.
Victor's gonna fly up to get a look at this guy in his cage.
And yeah, this cage has more dead zombie people in it, and they're just listlessly. They look like the people that are stuffed down in the people pits in the floor, except these ones have some more room to move around. So as you fly up, I mean, they just kind of lazily reach their arms out of the cage at you. Yeah, in the middle of it, you see a very short man, no taller than maybe 3.5 feet or so, dressed in filthy checked motley with little jingle bells coming off the sides of his hat, his sleeves, and the toes of his shoes. And he looks utterly terrified.
Evie, I'm gonna let this guy out. Get ready to kill some dead things.
Well, hold on.
Okay, what's he dressed? He's dressed like a jester?
He's dressed in checked motley. You can't tell what color it is because everybody's relying on dark vision.
Okay, so either he's completely harmless or he's the most powerful guy we've ever met.
I mean,
Yes. So, quick question, Rick. If can Victor get to and open the door without the zombies grabbing him?
Nah, there's no door. It's an iron cage.
So, where's the entrance to the cage?
There isn't one.
Mechanical. Okay. All right.
Why would you put an entrance on a cage?
Genius.
did
can
they-
Like a
you-
design
how did-
flaw.
How did
put
they
him
get into the cage?
That's a great question.
Build the cage around them.
the same way you're gonna get him out.
Okay. Genie is going to. I'm gonna strike a light here, guys, and I'm gonna cast a light cantrip
Okay.
Okay.
on something.
Yep.
I'll cast it on my turret
Okay.
because I can do that because it's an object.
Gross.
And then I'm gonna.
I hate it so much.
So now we have bright light in here, and I'm gonna get another look at the man.
Yeah, and he's wearing red and green checked motley. And it's filthy, and he's surrounded by zombies that are pressing in against him. Like, these other cages have 3 or 4 guys. This cage that he's in is stuffed with like 7 people.
How are they not eating him?
I guess we should ask him. How are they not eating you?
What? What kind of question is that? Are they going to eat me? Please, you have to get me out of here if they're going to eat me.
Are the zombies like ignoring him, or why are they not attacking him? Like visually, as far as what Victor can see.
So he's the shortest person in here by far. And he's moving and he's causing the cage to swing and he's panicked and calling out, and the zombies just are paying him no attention.
Oh yeah, friend, they're definitely gonna eat you.
I can tell you some. And then Genie looks over at Victor and says, "Yes, and if you answer our questions real quick, we'll get you out right after."
Well, get me out, then he'll answer any questions he wants. What is it you want to know? Please, I beg you.
I think we can believe him.
How did you come to be here?
I was caught by Aslan's agents. I'm Strahd's man. I told you. I work for the Count. He can pay you handsomely.
How long have you been in this cage?
I've been here since Aslan Rex put me here.
Which was how many days ago?
And he just repeats that he's been here since Aslan put him here.
Have you?
Okay.
slept since
Is he
you've been
under the effects of a spell?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Does a
Yeah,
27 do it?
He is under the effects of an enchantment magic, and it feels to your mind and your magical gaze as a similar enchantment as the straining man in the cubicle from the acid room.
Okay. Are you aware you're under an enchantment spell?
Oh my God! What's happening? What do you mean an enchantment? Can you dispel it? Please help me! You have to get me out of here!
Genie, I want to get him out.
This is a trap.
Yeah, I don't want to
I
let him
know
out
it's a trap.
if we don't know what he's going to do when he's out.
I'm not going to do anything! I promise! I beg of you, please let me out!
Do you know a gentleman and that looks like, and I described the guy in the chains?
What? Yes, I know him. If you help me out, I could help you. I could tell you how. Maybe I don't know him. Which do you need to hear?
Edmont is the evil one in this party, you know.
Listen, emotional distress is fine. We'll get him a therapist. It'll be okay.
But we also
I
know
wanna
it's
s-
crap.
I want to.
The theme of this campaign is there are no therapists in Ravenloft.
I want to snip that and just have it like on a voice clip so I can push a button anytime I want to have Treble just go, emotional distress is okay.
Emotional damage. Okay.
So we know that if we let him out, bad things are gonna happen. But
Probably, yeah.
Ekon, you're the moral person. Do I let him out?
Whatever we do here is just a means to the end, and the end is leaving this world. Any
What?
people we can help along the way is a bonus. Do you
What?
think letting him out is actually going to help us? Probably it will advance something. I think saying that it will help us would be, at this point, overly optimistic even for me.
oh, it's
That
gonna cause
said-
us absolute trouble.
Oh, there's no door. I can't just telekinetics the door opens, so I'll
Correct.
nod to Victor.
Victor can't. There's no door to open.
There's no door to
There's
open.
no door.
I have to vortex warp him out. So it would be an expenditure of resources to let him out.
Okay,
Me?
what if we remove the spell that's on him first?
Well, if we do that, then the zombies might actually eat him. That spell might be the only thing keeping him alive right now.
Don't we have magic that can dissolve only zombies without hitting him?
I mean, can Victor throw a dagger at one of the zombies from where he's at? and
Yeah,
not,
sure.
Not hit the man. Yeah, Victor's gonna
As
fling
long
a
as he-
silent dagger and kill one of the zombies.
So as long as he passes it to hit roll.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna fling a dagger at the zombie.
All right, go ahead and roll initiative.
Can I believe we're doing this?
Really?
Where did my picture-in-picture go?
Here, let's go ahead and shrink him down a little bit.
Are you reallying me?
6 and a 9. Okay. Orson is on.
Solitayre, are you reallying me?
I mean, you've been in this group for a year and a half. If you're still surprised by this, I don't know what to tell you.
He's my dude. He's been dealing with this for like at least 5 years.
All right,
Bruce,
7.
Is Beldross able to climb across these walls? Sorry, I forgot that he was...
As a lion, no.
Okay. Can he shape into something that will?
Possibly, but you can't control what shape he takes.
Okay. I guess I'll just leave him back here for right now. We can...
Okay. All right, so everybody is surprised until Victor. So we'll start on Victor's initiative here.
We got Victor at 17.
That's gonna be a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Does the blue guy count as an ally?
Does what?
Does the blue guy count as an ally?
No. He has no idea if you guys... Well, he asked you to let him out, and that was 5 minutes ago. You haven't done it. So, no, he does not see you as an ally.
2 minutes at best.
Well, that's only gonna be 6 points of psionic damage to one of the zombies.
Okay, let's make a note of that. And make a note of how much XP Zambos are worth.
They
I'm
were
sorry,
Zambo
6 points?
Yeah.
Okay. Hitting the zombie with your psychic dagger. I mean, the zombies are kind of reaching out, trying to get at you. As soon as you attack him, as soon as it sustains damage, it kind of seems to come online, so to speak. And it stops just swaying aimlessly at the cage and glares down at Victor with its dead face. Who's next? Or I guess, Victor, you can moving or staying put.
Well, Victor's got a bonus action.
Okay, to do what?
Fling another dagger at him.
All right, offhand attack, the same one?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a 24.
24 will hit. AC of Zambo.
It's gonna be 3 more points of sound damage.
Okay, that is not a lot of damage.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you really should have secured your sneak attack before you did this. Moving or staying put?
Yeah, you know, I probably should have.
You want to move back here onto the giant skull?
Obviously, no.
I did just now realize that like the people pits are actually supposed to be like a spine. I guess that's the idea here. I don't know.
How high up is the room?
If you're like 10 feet above the ground, 10 or 15 feet, you could probably reach up and touch the ceiling of the room.
Yeah, Victor's gonna go 15 feet in the air.
Okay.
And then he's gonna tell Genie, you may want to get him out of there.
Everybody else is surprised, so we get to the top of the order again with Edmont.
Okay. Edmont, seeing how the situation is going, draws his bow, takes a shot at that, the same zombie that Victor is attacking.
Okay.
Did one or all of the zombies come online when Victor did that?
All 6 of them did.
I'm sorry, I should have steady aimed.
26 to hit,
Yes, it does. AC of Zambo.
9 points piercing damage.
Okay. And it is bloodied.
Put another arrow in him. 28 to hit
That'll hit.
for 9 points of piercing damage.
Bear with me one moment. And you got him. So the dead body is just slumped in front of the cage now. And 5 more remain. Moving or staying put?
I'm good here.
Who's next?
Blue.
Blue token with Victor.
Yeah, he's crying out in panic. What are you doing? Please, please, get me out of here. You have to get me out right now. Who's next?
Victor with Orson.
Victor, fix it. You broke it.
Victor's gonna like shake his hands and go, damn, knives are broken. And then he's gonna steady aim and hit one of them.
Okay,
That'd be the next one in front.
sure.
No, I wish I crit out a 19. Is a 29 hit?
Sure does.
It doesn't
funny,
mean
okay.
problems.
It's funny that they put the cantrip True Strike in there, and then like, you know what? True Strike sucks. Let's just make it into a class feature and better.
Uh, 33 points of sound again.
Okay. And you got the second one.
Ah, there we go.
Moving or staying put?
He's gonna stay put.
So you're not actually creating any extra space in the cage because the zombies just slump forward. They don't even fall to the bottom. They're still pressed up against the bars. Who's next?
Orson with Genie.
Can somebody do? Or I don't think Orson can really do anything. So
I mean, is this cage too high up for him to attack with his spear?
Yes. You need to reach at 10 feet to attack one of the zombies' legs.
He can't like poke him in the toes.
Yeah, with a reach of 10 feet. But
Oh,
spear has a
he's
reach
like
of 5
6
feet.
tall.
right. So, oop. Sorry. Genie is going to just fine, and she's going to vortex warp him up against the wall over here.
Okay. Genie.
Yep.
You vortex warp the man out of the cage and onto the floor. And for a moment, his panicked gasps turn to gratitude as he clasps his hands together and he kind of collapses to the floor, panting. But then he undergoes a change. You see facial hair develop over his cheeks and chin, masses of it. You see his fingernails grow steadily. His face develops wrinkles. His clothes rot around him. The man ages 100 years in a matter of seconds. And with an ashen gasp, falls to the floor as a desiccated corpse, wearing jingling motley.
He's been in here for hundreds of years.
Yeah, the magic was what was keeping him alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the least surprising thing ever.
I mean, still probably better off, right?
Do you still want to go ahead
Maybe.
and kill all these I'm not giving you any more experience for zombies. because you've
They can't reach
neutralized the threat at this point.
Yeah. Like what threat? Like they're
Well,
in a
they
cage.
they were all going to start attacking him.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Victor woke him up.
Edmont turns, steps away, starts walking over here to the to see these chains
There's
anchored in
nothing
place.
left of him. He's just dust.
No, it's a desiccated body wearing his
Oh.
jingling motley.
I
I'm
could
gonna-
speak with Dad if we thought there was something we could learn from him. But I
we
don't
can
know if there is.
we could hold on to that. I'm gonna pat his body down for
Genie,
valuables,
when
or-
you pat his
yeah.
body, he's not carrying anything, just wearing the clothes. But when you roll him over, you can see that his stomach is grossly distended. You might say turgid.
You just wanted to work that in there, didn't you?
Yep. I had the perfect spot to do it.
All right, bye.
I mean, Ekon is. Oh God. I mean, Ekon is gonna. There's not really much of this guy's like body left, though, right? Like,
No, his corpse is intact. He's just
right.
he's
But like, in terms
desiccated.
of like,
I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna.
Ekon'll pull out a surgical knife and just start digging around to see if there's anything important in there.
So when you cut off the motley and pull it aside, you can see where his chest cavity has already been open and stitched back together. And underneath it is this rectangular protrusion inside of his belly.
Do I detect any magic?
From faintly from inside the corpse.
So, like, is this
Step away?
is this like a fifth element situation where the elemental stones are inside the opera singer?
yeah, Ekon'll take a surgical knife and make an incision around that object.
Okay, yeah, you cut the stitching off, and inside is a small rectangular box with a silver keyhole.
Okay, silver
Interesting.
key, and we have a
There
silver.
were three of these guys, right? Are there two over at the chains or one over at the chains?
There's probably a third one in this room we're about to go into.
Or there's some more stuff over here maybe we haven't looked at yet.
Yeah,
A
we
couple
still have.
rooms over here.
Yeah.
And the
This
box.
screaming
detects
abyss
magical.
of
Yeah, the box itself is magical. Has a fairly potent abjuration magic upon it.
What you got for us, Edmont? Is there another person crammed in the holes?
Yeah, Edmont's looking around here to see what's happening, what the haps is over here.
There are two cubbies inside this pillar, and they connect to another cubby on this side, which you can't look into without triggering that acid splash trap.
And Edmont will trigger that acid splash trap.
Is there anything in the center of the room on top of this giant skull on the floor that was really ominous?
The skull on the floor is basically a pattern worn into the stone itself. Looking at it, it doesn't look like it was carved there. It doesn't look like it's painted. It's just the natural shape of the stone happens to look like that by coincidence.
I do not think that is a coincidence.
But Edmont, otherwise, the three cubbies you're looking into are empty. They look identical to the other
So we
ones
don't
you've
have
seen.
any other prisoners.
Correct.
What about these crystal growths? Which is going to look at this one.
There's not actually crystal growths coming out of the wall. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't know why
Um,
those are on this
Is there
map.
anything else in the room, or just the chain on the side?
There's
of the house?
another chain back here that nobody picked up on. Gesundheits. So you would
Ekon is
see.
going to
Down, sir.
perform the most appropriate last rites he can think of over this body.
Okay.
Put him back in whatever order he can, and hand the box to his brother.
Take the box and I'll look at him and say, "Do you think our prisoner down there might be in the same state?"
Maybe.
These two chambers are empty.
Yep.
Oh.
There's a chain
Oh,
connecting.
I didn't
one to
see
the
that. I
other.
didn't see those chains earlier. Good eye.
So Victor is going to wander back to the group. He's going to yoink Genie's Vortex Warp Wand,
Hold on, what are you doing with that?
and then he's going to make his way back to the other dude.
So did Genie hand you the Vortex Warp Wand? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if she doesn't, he just pickpockets it. It's fine.
Genie, do you give it to him?
And Genie had to go AFK for a second.
Oh. Well, then you can't pickpocket a character that's not here.
Oh, she said if you need the vortex warp, grab the wand.
Oh, is that what she did? It.
Yeah, it is actually in the Discord. If you need vortex warp, grab the wand. Yes.
Oh, okay. I see.
So we have text confirmation that we're about to ruin everything.
Yeah. I think he's going to regret saying that.
So yeah, so Victor comes back into this room and then waits for everybody to catch up.
Yep. Edmont, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, look at that. That's an 18.
As Edmont safely triggers the acid blob trap for you.
Victor,
I would like to investigate. I can fly up to this guy, right?
You can fly up to the outside of the cubby he's in the pillar, yes.
Yeah. I would like to try and do a careful analysis with Arcana of the enchantment and try and figure out if it's the same enchantment that was on the other one, now that I've seen it twice, hopefully.
It's the same enchantment as the man in Motley in the cage, but you don't know the exact nature of the enchantment without
Right.
using Identify or something
But I think it's at least a related spell, if not the same spell.
yeah.
With,
Ekon, let me
with
know
almost,
when you're
almost certainly the same spell, the same sort of magic.
Yeah. Okay.
done. Are you ready, Ekon? You want to conduct whatever checks you want real fast?
That man has been dead for hundreds, if not thousands of years already. Go ahead and do it.
Alright, Victor will use the wand to yoink the man over next to him.
To where? What? Like move him to the square you're going to set him on. So as it happens, 3 things happen more or less at the same time. The first thing is when the man feels his hands grip together and he calls out, "No, don't! You don't know!" And then undergoes the same aging process as the man in Motley did. His hair grows out, his fingernails grow out, crack, and he falls dead at your feet. The second thing is the 2 chains go slack, slide out along the stone, and the ends of them dip into the acid. The third thing, Edmont, what's your passive perception?
Edmont's passive perception is not in the tab where it needs to be. What the heck?
Just get it tattooed on the back of your hand like I do.
Passive perception of 12.
12? Can anybody beat a 12?
Yeah, passive perception of 20.
Okay, Victor
Also 20.
and Ekon, as the man dies at your
17.
feet, maybe not 17, not from Evie's position, you hear a splashing noise from this direction.
Grab his body, we gotta run.
Something's coming through the acid.
Orson will pick up the dude's corpse and we'll pull it back into the...
Okay, you drag the corpse out of the room.
Ekon is going to, again, examine the body.
I'm going to have Evie make me a dexterity saving throw first.
Okay.
Oh, right. Long range acid.
So, is it 25 okay?
Yeah, it's fine. As the acid launches at you, let's give Orson make me a dex save as well.
All right.
There it is.
He passes.
Okay.
It's like 20 something.
So yeah, in this room, long range acid. So where do you set the body in this room?
let's set it out of the acid range.
Oh, is this room? Oh, this is the entire long-range acid room. Let's use this room.
Yeah. No, let's go back here.
I forgot how this room works.
Treble.
That might be the dumbest trap I've ever implemented in a dungeon.
What did I miss? Like
I mean, it would mess me up.
how many charges of my wand did you guys use?
We
One.
used 1 charge, and the result is that something large is coming out of the acid towards us, so we took the body and ran.
Nothing large is coming out of the acid towards you. You heard a splashing sound in
Something
the
was
acid.
splashing towards us.
You heard a splash.
We activated a super happy fun slide.
Yeah.
So like what I'm hearing is that Genie is like keeping a running list of things you need to be 100% prepared for dungeon delving, and like one of the things she has added to her list is 500 pounds, an entire bag of holdings worth of baking soda to dump into the pool of acid to neutralize it.
Ekon, examining the body. The man has died of old age. He aged 100 years in a matter of seconds as soon as he was pulled out of that cage.
Any magic in the body?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like, nothing like. Well, I'm gonna pat him down. I'm gonna pat his dead body down like I did last time.
Okay, he's wearing rags, and that's it.
Okay. Nothing in his stomach.
There's nothing distended from his stomach, and if you pull or tear the rags aside, you don't see any stitching or carvings like you did upon the troubadour.
I mean, just to be sure, Jeannie pulls out a knife and she slices open his stomach.
Okay.
Jesus.
And like Jeannie like starts pulling out ropes of intestines and setting organs aside, and after 30 minutes, all right, looks all clear.
30 minutes.
All right, let's put the man back together now. No, there's nothing inside of his corpse that you can tell.
You want to go check the aftermath of what we just did?
It could the item if there is an item, it could be,
Yeah, it could be in the cell.
in the cell.
It could be in the cellar. It could be at the bottom of the acid pool now.
Ekon's gonna put the body there and again perform the rites that he thinks appropriate.
Okay.
Would someone faster than me like to go through this room before me?
It
Edmont just
looks
did.
like Edmont and Victor are
So-
already on that.
I need both of them to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Well,
Really? 12?
yeah.
All right. How'd
Yeah.
Victor do?
I got a 16.
Okay. So yeah, makes the acid blob safe for everybody to traverse.
That was nat 1, but that was with a nat 1, by the way.
So what does this room look like now?
It looks the same.
Is there anything in the cell?
No, there was a man in the cell. I mean, looking at the far wall, you see a clasp against the back wall where chains might be affixed to, but there are none at the moment.
There's no chains, or the chains are like dangling in the acid now.
The chains are dangling from these two fixtures down into the acid, but they could be secured to the back of this wall, is what I'm saying.
I think.
What about the other chains?
Do you think we should do that? Like,
I think
He was
that's not a
holding
bad
them, right?
idea.
right? Yeah. Like maybe we should at least pull the chains up out of the acid.
And see what changes.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's pull the chains out of the acid.
Who's doing
Victor's
this?
gonna go over here to get a good look at if anything changes.
Orson's gonna pull this one.
Edmont will get on this one.
Okay. Yeah, you hand over hand, you pull the chains out, and the last few links are very, very badly damaged because they've been laying in acid for a good couple minutes at this point. And Victor, you standing over there. I mean, again,
I got a 20 on the deck save, so
these saves or these chains are not connected to any sort of mechanism. They're not winching anything. They're not operating a pulley of any kind. They're just stoically connected to the back wall.
I'm gonna fly over and investigate this cell. How can I reach in there if I was holding one of the chains? I think.
You could reach through the metal grate, but you'd have to remove it to actually get into the cell and reach the back wall.
That's probably more than I can mage hand.
can we?
Your mage hand can hold 10 pounds, can it?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
imagine the entire chain is less than 10 pounds.
so like we just need to lift up the part of the chain.
I would say Mage Hand could lift the end of the chain, but you couldn't pull it taut. That's way too much.
Yeah,
So
you
if
probably
I,
need like
if I were to pull the chain over here and then I threw it in, could I use mage hand to loop it over the piece?
Probably not, because for one thing, it would need to be taut to reach the back wall, and for another thing, the last few links are badly damaged by acid now. So you'd have to repair the chain first.
I can
before you
cast mending.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Jeannie, do you want to join me on a 1-minute mending spree?
I don't know mending.
Okay, well then I think I have mending. Over 2 minutes I can cast mending on each of the chains.
No,
Okay.
you have mending. I don't. Like, I don't have.
Yeah.
My turrets are disposable, so there was never a reason.
Victor is gonna kind of go see if he can find where that pop sound might have come from.
Okay. So
He said it was right here, wasn't it?
I said he heard it
I
from
thought it was coming from towards the skull room.
this position.
Yeah, so Victor's looking around to see if anything like different or changed. Or
So is this like a bridge?
This is a
Is
bridge
like-
over the acid pill.
Okay.
Edmont, I can flip out a light cantrip in range that you can bamf in and out of that cell.
I'm really averse to going inside that cell, but if you think that
I mean, vortex warp the other guy out, no problem.
Edmont has a real hey Brookroad, remember the last time I failed a dark powers check?
Like if I'm over here, that's dim light. You should be able to bamf the whole way.
Oh, yeah, you
But
can
is
do it.
Edmont having like because if Edmont is considering this course of action,
Okay.
and he's like, "This is."
Victor, fly over and bring the chain to him.
Yeah, hold on a second, Edmont. So is Victor able to see anything that looks like different or might have fallen in?
Nope. Not from that position.
Oh, I mean, he'll fly out. He's gonna fly out and look around.
Flying out, I mean, you could see under the bridge that you were just standing on, but now you have nothing underneath you but acid again, which seems dangerous.
Well, he's close to the wall. He can scramble to grab it.
Is that where the magic bottle is underneath there?
But Genie's not over there at all.
Is there anything under the bridge? Is there an
Yes,
acid troll?
there's an acid pit flowing underneath the bridge.
Is anything in the acid pit?
Acid is more or less opaque. You can't see very deeply into it. Maybe with an acid-proof light source.
Brother, I want your oath that you're going to get me out of this.
You
Edmund,
can get out of it on your own. But
Edmund.
yeah, sure. We'll have Genie warp you out if something happens.
Do you want me to do it?
Edmont stares at Genie.
What? Yeah, I'm not gonna leave you in a hole.
Okay,
Although
so,
I am slightly afraid of, the fact that, what if those guys were only in there for 5 minutes, and then when we vortex warp you out, then you age 100 years and die.
Brick, while they're having this argument, Victor is going to use his teleportation to go inside.
Okay.
But it'll probably be fine. And then Genie points and says, "And there it is." I knew that if we did this long
Victor-
enough, he would do it for it.
Give me the damn chain.
Starts panicking and screaming for you to throw him the chains quickly. He needs them right now. You've never seen Victor act this way in your life.
Well, Victor, you're one of the two people with boots of flying, so it's gonna take a minute. I have to run both.
It's gonna fall. Give me the chains, quick!
Ekon grabs the chain, flies over, hands it to Victor.
Victor,
Flies over.
he's now
Victor grabs the chains and yanks on him.
He's holding the chains taut. Victor, if you let go of these chains, it all falls apart. And you don't have space in here to sit up, or you're extremely uncomfortable crammed into this space.
All
And
right.
you still don't have any eyebrows.
Hold on, I got it.
Why did we let him do this again?
We didn't
We
let
didn't
him.
let him do it. He just did it.
He got
I don't have
impatient.
crap. Okay.
Genie knew. I knew that if I had just, if we made it.
We don't want Edmont to do it, so let's all discuss Edmont doing it until Victor does it.
Yes, exactly.
I was legitimately wondering if Edmont was gonna have relapses of his fuck you, I'm not going in the giggle dungeon ever again.
That was a possibility. Victor, can you attach the chains while you're in there?
No, I have to hold them. You don't understand. If I let him go, it's gonna fall.
The other guy said the same thing, and things didn't fall apart when he let go.
What guy? No, it's all me. It's all me. It has to be me. It has to be me.
Well, guys, it seems Victor has chosen his preferred profession for the rest of his natural life.
So we come back later, right? We just get him on the way out.
Ekon pulls a scroll out of his pack and speaks some prayers of air and reaches in to touch Victor to cast protection from evil.
Okay. Good old protection from stuff.
Yep.
Let me make sure that's going to work against this effect.
Good old protection from stuff.
So this gives him advantage on further charm effects, if he's already charmed. Okay. Victor is now the beneficiary of protection from stuff. And you still feel compelled to hold the chain. The effect hasn't ended.
You want some help holding the chain?
No, you can do it. Only I can hold the chains. That's what I'm here for. Just
How
leave
many
me.
warps do we have in the wand?
I have 8 more.
Yeah, just get him
Hold on.
out, and then
Hold on.
he can go back in there, and the protection will prevent it from happening again.
Okay. All
Are
right.
you sure?
No, So we've got 8, so if we have to use 2 of them to get them out twice, it's not a big deal.
Real quick, what's your name?
My name doesn't matter. Only the chains matter.
Yeah, okay.
Edmont's gonna try and keep the chains from falling into the acid bath again.
Yeah,
I'm holding them over here with my
so we don't have to.
Yeah, you guys,
Okay.
as long as you are cognizant of them falling, they won't fall. So, yeah, Victor, they snatch you out, and you no longer feel compelled to hold the chains. You feel very tired.
Way over here in the corner.
You okay?
What? The hell? What? Victor looks down at his hands. Why are there chain imprints in my palm?
Oh, you have a full memory of everything that just occurred.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why aren't things falling apart?
Victor, you're protected now. You can go in there and actually attach the chains.
Let's see.
Or maybe Genie should put you back in there. I don't remember how hard it is for you to just bamf around like that.
It takes us out, guys.
Okay, yeah.
After the first one.
It erodes the strength of the party.
Yeah.
So, Victor, you're going to bamf back in?
So Victor remembers everything. Like, he remembers how it feels. He knows that it wasn't a true feeling, or like.
As far as he's concerned, he's absolutely a true feeling.
Is it a familiar in there? Will the familiar like want to hold the chains?
That's a good question.
Do you want to sacrifice the familiar?
I mean, my familiar isn't big enough to hold the chains, is it?
No.
No.
Yes, because that was a totally rational state of mind.
Oh
So,
no, I'm thinking if it didn't.
At this moment, Victor, you're not compelled to go back in, and the idea of the chains holding up the place seems ridiculous to you, but while you were in there, it felt perfectly natural.
I hate all of you. Victor teleports back in.
It
But
was
now-
your idea!
Nobody made you go back in there.
Nobody made him go in there in the first
Peer pressure
place.
kind of made him go back in there. The first
Victor.
one was on him.
Edmont's cowardice made him go in there.
That wasn't cowardice, it was just
I didn't tell you to go back in there at all.
practicality. This time, Victor, you go in with protection from stuff, which means you cannot be charmed. And so, you are not compelled to hold the chains. You're just in this cramped, terrible space. The fixture against the back wall, there's really no position you can put yourself in where it's not pressing against your back or your butt. But you have enough range of movement where you could, in theory, drag the chains across and fix them into place.
And that's
Ekon
what
hands the
he's
chain
gonna
to
do.
you through the bars.
Victor takes the chain, squirms and twists around, and attaches it.
Yeah, it's really, like, you've got to run them down below your legs, and then you're, like, kind of, yeah, this really sucks. But you managed to get them both attached to the back wall.
Okay, Genie.
Does anything happen after he attaches them?
Yeah, the chains don't fall when you let go of them.
Okay.
Hooray!
All right, hold on. Let me find. Hold on, I misplaced the wand.
Victor searches around the little area looking for anything that might have dropped or fallen or.
Yeah, there's a
Or-
wand of vortex warp sinking down into the acid underneath you.
Oh no! It's... Well, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to leave you here for a long rest. I'll have to, like, get a different. Oh yeah. Anyway.
Really? That's mean. Why would you do that?
It can't hit him.
That's true.
21 on the save.
And Edmont is the evil one in this party.
Yeah, that's definitely disrespectful. Just
All right, do we want to deal with the... Oh, there was the area where we were compelled by something, which actually we might want to send Victor in to investigate that now while he has Air's blessing.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That actually really makes sense.
you're gonna have to hustle because that spell only lasts
That's
for 10
10
minutes.
Run, dash, sprint.
Edmont and Victor triggering the traps along the way.
How many saves do you want me to roll?
You know what? I'm done. I'm done with acid traps. I'll just wait for Evie to step next to him without realizing it again. All right, so what do we?
Really inconvenient for Ekon. I don't know about anybody else.
Bear with me one moment, please.
What you got to do is
Oh,
you got to
this is
do.
more of that. There's more of that spine noise over here.
So this is the room that has the long gouge down the middle of the floor, filled with bones. When Orson stepped next to it, bad things started to happen. Victor, at the far end of the room, actually easily seen even without dark
It's a
vision.
skull.
You do see a huge brazier shaped like a skull. And in the 2 nasal cavities of the skull, so halfway up off the floor, the skull itself is about... I love how he just walks towards stuff while I'm still describing it.
I know,
What?
right? Like, I've been angry at him for the whole campaign when he does stuff like that.
The skull itself is maybe 4 feet tall or so. About halfway up inside the 2 nasal cavities are glowing green torches.
Let Brickroad finish the description of the pee-pee masher before you put your pee-pee in it.
The what? You know what? I'm gonna let that one go. There you go.
Like, am I wrong?
That
Yeah,
you-
make sure.
Remember that there's a compulsion in that room and that Victor is currently
And it-
boarded.
Edmont has passed a save on this before, so I'm banking on that.
Oh.
Yeah. So no feelings of compulsion.
No. You got protection from stuff.
All right. What's on the other side?
There is a hallway.
Edmont's gonna
Down this
swing
way.
around the trench at this end.
Alcove with an acid splash and another length of chain.
Victor's gonna go play in the acid and see if there's any holes in the chain.
There are indeed little cubbies connecting the chain in this wall to this one.
There's a
Anything?
little pixie in that chain. In
Yeah,
that
the
one holding the chain.
They empty.
Yes, they're both empty. They look identical to the ones that you've seen previously.
There's chains over here too.
I think
Okay.
Aslan needs to fire his interior designer.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
Not you, the party.
Oh.
Do you want me to pull out the obvious trap from the skull at the end of the hallway?
Why don't you go and see what kind of magic's on it first?
Fine. Victor will try and use his Arcana to see if he can detect any magic.
The skull and the 2 braziers are definitely magical. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, please.
That's gonna be a 15 plus 8 would be a 23.
Evocation magic, independently
That's fine.
from the 2 braziers. The skull itself is more difficult to tell.
I spy with my little eye 2 chains.
You see the cubbies connecting 2 of these chains, but they circle back behind the skull jutting up from the floor.
Victor will try and look behind.
There's not really any physical space behind. The skull is kind of pressed right up against the back wall, but each of the chains looks like it's pinched up behind it. So if there's a space back, either there's a space back there that the skull is blocking off, or the skull itself is just pinning the chains to the back of the wall.
So does it look like there's any scorch marks from jets of fire coming out of this thing?
No, there's no scorch marks on the floor.
We're all in agreement that bad things are gonna happen if I pull a torch out.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
How big is the skull exactly?
It's about 3 or 4 feet. Or it's about 4 feet tall, so it's shorter. It stands shorter than you guys do, but it's still fit. It's obviously not a. It's obviously like a skull-shaped fixture and not something's skull. It's too big for that.
Right. Yeah, well, I just it's not something we could just roll aside easily. Gotcha.
Easily, probably not.
Is it okay, Victor? Is
Gotta
it
get Zelda out of the base before we can push that to the side.
right? Yes, Victor. Is it attached to the floor?
Is it?
It looks like it's sitting in like a groove in the floor. It could be moved with enough strength or magic.
We can maybe move it. Let's Edmont, do you want to go that way first? Before we start screwing with this obvious trap?
I'm kind of in agreement there.
At some point, we're gonna have to screw with obvious trap because
Oh, yeah.
basically, obvious trap, obvious trap, obvious trap, obvious trap, obvious trap.
Nothing in here is nice. Nothing in here is good. It's all going to kill us.
So yeah,
I'm gonna
coming
peer down
around
this hallway.
the hallway, kind of
Obvious.
snakes around,
And
and you
then
find
What do you think
yourself.
the odds are they put a subtle trap behind one of the obvious traps?
I think if you just layer enough obvious traps, like you'll get the job done, right?
I don't see any other chains along this place.
What does anybody remember what this symbol means?
That's a little Among Us guy.
It's sus.
Oh, okay. All right, no, that makes sense.
I hate that game
Edmont returns.
so much.
Do you want to move the skull or just pull the torches out?
Victor, I'm going to give you one more action before your protection from stuff wears out. You can try to move the skull, or you can remove one of the torches. Your choice. Or you can do neither of those things and just let it run out.
Can you cast another protection of stuff?
No, that was from a scroll.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna pull a torch out. Everyone ready?
Get ready.
Get ready.
You reach into the skull's nasal cavity. You pull a torch.
Yep.
Now this is a great time to take our break. Why don't we go ahead and get your coffee, get your bagel? Let's reconvene at about 4:20.
Nice.
Theatrhythm.